Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
And we'll get started. Ready? Yeah, I've already called the interpreter. All right.
Sí, perfecto.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Very good. Would you please state your name?
Mariosca Valentina Salinas Baceta.
Mariosca Valentina Salinas Baceta.
You have been charged with the crime of battery as an act of domestic violence. And the court does find probable cause for that offense. Do we have anyone in the gallery on that case that would like to speak? I don't see anyone. You're presently being held on no bond. The court doesn't tend to set bond. Would counsel like, well, the public defender will be appointed to represent you temporarily. Counsel, would you like to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor, just a reasonable amount of bond. I wasn't able to speak with her. She speaks
Okay.
Spanish.
State, do you want to have any input on this?
Just the standard bond, Your Honor.
Which is
500?
500, you said?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so the court will set bond in the amount of $500. Let's see, I believe this was a family visiting. No. Oh, I know, I understand. Just trying to remember, this was an odd case. Is this the case where, is the victim the daughter?
Yes.
Okay, the victim is the daughter. All right. Well, the condition of your bond is that you're to have no hostile contact with your daughter. That means you cannot get into any fights with her, and if she starts a fight with you, it is your obligation to walk away. You understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You may be excused. Next case is Fatima Maria Garcia Fernandez.
And Your Honor, we will waive reading of the charges in this case.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll waive reading of the charges in this case.
Okay. So you have been arrested on 3 offenses. The court finds probable cause to, on all 3 offenses. Maybe we have someone in the gallery that would like to speak. Ma'am, would you please tell me your name?
Your Honor, she needs Spanish.
Oh, she needs the interpreter also?
Yes.
How do we do that?
So, over the speaker.
Do I need to push some button for that to happen?
No.
Okay, interpreter, we're going live. We're going speakers. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
All right. So, the lady who's in the glass booth, please state your name.
La señora que se encuentra detrás del vidrio, por favor, diga su nombre completo.
Ana Julia Fernández Figueroa.
Ana Julia Fernández Figueroa.
Sí.
And what is your relationship to the defendant or this case?
Señora, ¿qué relación tiene usted con la acusada en este caso?
Ella es mi hija.
She is my daughter.
All right. And what would you like the court to know?
¿Y qué es lo que usted desea que este juzgado conozca?
Realmente me citaron para que viniera. Yo no sabía para lo que venía. Es un acto de violencia con ella. No sé en qué estado ella, si fue es que en ese momento perdió el control, a lo cual no era conmigo. Fue que yo llegué es cuando estaba la conversación y pues ella se puso agresiva porque era que el papá de la nena decía que a la hermana que se la lleve y ella decía que no fue realmente para mí. Era como...
Ok, señora, por favor, permítame interpretar. Well, I really don't know why I'm here. I was asked from here that it seems to have happened some kind of violence with her, and I don't know if she lost control at that moment. They say I am the victim, but I wasn't really involved in the situation. I just arrived when she was having a conversation with someone else regarding the father, asking her to take her sister also, and she turned aggressive. The problem wasn't really with me.
All right. Any questions from the public defender?
¿El fiscal tiene alguna pregunta que hacer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Would you like to have contact with your daughter?
Señora, ¿usted desea tener contacto con su hija?
Yo realmente quiero que ella se independice, que haga su vida aparte. Ella vive conmigo, quiero que se mude sola. Y realmente la decisión que ustedes tomen de ahí en adelante.
Well, I would really like for her to be independent. I would like for her to live by herself. And but from then on, whatever you decide.
Are you in fear of her?
¿Usted le teme?
Realmente no me da temor, porque como no era conmigo, el caso fue es que como yo me entré, el golpe fue para mí. No fue realmente que ella me quería dar a mí, pero sí necesito ayuda para ella, por favor.
Well, generally, no. You see, since the problem wasn't with me, I just came in the wrong time and she hit me. But that blow wasn't aimed at me, but I do want help for her.
If an issue arose in the future where your daughter became aggressive towards you, would you feel comfortable calling the police?
Señora, si en el futuro volviese a ocurrir un incidente en el cual su hija se torna agresiva hacia usted, ¿usted se sentiría cómoda llamando a las autoridades?
Sí, llamaría inmediatamente.
Yes, I would call immediately.
If the judge orders no hostile contact, so your daughter cannot say anything aggressive towards you or act aggressive towards you, would you like contact or would you rather have no contact with her?
Señora, si el juez ordena que el contacto entre ustedes sea sin hostilidades, y eso lo que quiere decir es que ella no le puede decir a usted nada que sea violento, ni tornarse violenta en su contra, ¿usted le interesaría tener ese tipo de contacto o prefiere que no se le conceda ningún tipo de contacto?
Realmente sí, porque yo soy mamá y entiendo perfectamente, y ella nunca se ha separado de mí. Ha vivido toda la vida conmigo. Y realmente yo he sido muy responsable con ella. Yo no sé realmente lo que ella piensa. Si ella siente algo de mí, yo quiero que le diga al juez. Yo no tengo miedo.
Yes, because I really don't understand. She has always lived with me. I have always taken care of her. I have always been responsible toward her. So I don't know what she's thinking. And I would like for her to tell the judge what she thinks about me. I am not afraid.
Ma'am, were you hit with a knife?
Señora, ¿a usted la golpearon con un cuchillo?
Sí,
Yes.
But you weren't cut, is that correct?
Pero no la cortaron, ¿correcto?
sí.
Yes.
All right. Would you like to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your
May I
Honor.
inquire of the witness briefly, Your
Oh,
Honor?
I'm sorry, yes, I apologize. I meant to do that and I didn't.
Su señoría, ¿me permite hacerle algunas preguntas primero a la testigo? Claro que sí, licenciado, se me había olvidado. Por favor, proceda.
Does she have any issues with consumption of alcohol?
¿Ella tiene algún problema con el consumo de alcohol?
Realmente a mí esa forma no me gusta de tomar. No sé si lo trae hereditario, pero a mí no me gusta que mi hija ninguna tomen. A lo cual hubiese hablado con ella, fue que ella me pidió un ratito como para compartir con un amigo y entonces pues yo me quedé con su nena. La reacción fue no realmente por su nena, porque ella dice que quería estar con su nena y el papá decía que no va a estar con la nena. Pero ella estaba todo tranquilo. Realmente cuando yo entré, que yo salí y volví a la casa, cuidando de que ver si cualquier cosa vigilando. Entonces, pues ella estaba diciéndole al papá, no sé si fue la reacción del alcohol, que no van a llevar la nena para ningún lado, que ella quiere estar con la nena, con su hija.
Okay, permítame interpretar. Well, really, I don't like any of my daughters drinking that way. I don't like any of my daughters drinking at all. And the thing that happened was that she just asked me if she could have some time to share with a friend. And I did. I went out for a while. And when I got home, they were arguing about the daughter because the father wanted to take the daughter away from her, and she wanted to be with her daughter. But everything afterward was peaceful. And when I came back, I was always watching, and so I only heard her saying that she wanted to spend more time with her daughter.
Does she have any history of mental health?
Ella tiene problemas, historial de problemas de salud mental.
No, realmente no.
No, not really.
And you're stating here today that you want to have contact with her?
Y entonces, señora, usted está diciéndonos aquí hoy que desea tener contacto con ella.
Yo puedo hablar con ella, pero ella se quiere mudar sola y yo la puedo apoyar a que se mude, al cual la podía apoyar con alguna cosa. A lo cual ella me dice que teníamos $3,000 pendientes y yo estoy dispuesta a darle los $3,000 para que ella se mude. No sé si será correcto o no será correcto. Si es correcto, ustedes me dicen, y si no, también. El dinero que...
Señora, por favor, permítame interpretar. Well, she has told me that she wants to live by herself, and I would support her regarding that. She says she's asked me for $3,000, and I have agreed to give them to her to help her out. But I don't know if that would be correct or not. If you could please tell me if that is correct or not.
All right, what I'm going to
Muy
do
bien.
is set bond in the amount, well, what amount is the public defender requesting?
Your Honor,
Bueno, lo que voy a hacer es que voy a fijar fianza en la siguiente cantidad. Bueno, primero, ¿qué cantidad está solicitando el abogado de oficio?
Actually, let's go back to the headphones.
Bueno, vamos a regresar a los auriculares.
And Madam Attorney, you can go back to using that modality. So what is the public defender requesting?
I'd like to be heard as to probable cause in count 1, considering the testimony today.
Well, I can't take testimony outside the affidavit for probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor.
I agree with you,
Yes, Your Honor.
but at this point, all I can do is look at what's in the affidavit and there's probable cause there, though. Whether that should continue is another matter, but.
Yes, Your Honor. Considering, though I understand for probable cause you can't consider the testimony today, considering that testimony, we'd ask that you set a bond as to count 1. I have not been able to confirm with her as to what amounts she could post, but I would ask that bonds be set in all cases and that the conditions be no hostile contact with her mother.
And Judge, as to count 1, it's a first degree, it's not a PBL per se. And there is probable cause, as Your Honor indicated, based on the affidavit, based on the testimony here. I understand the court may be inclined to give a lesser bond, just given that there was not an actual stab or anything to that effect.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a bond of $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2, and well, you know what? No, let me do this because I'm going to think ahead. I'm going to set the.
Judge, if I may, from the state's perspective, I understand as to count 1, but count 2, I'm just asking for standard bonds on 2 and 3 at least.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a $1,000 bond on count 2, a $100 bond on count 1 and 3, because I don't anticipate count 1's going to be around for very long. And condition is no hostile contact. Ma'am, what that means is that you cannot have an argument around your mother, with her or around her, okay? That means even if she starts the fight, And parents never start the fight. It's always the kids that are at fault. You can't respond to it. You have to leave. Okay? Understand? Thank you. Anything else? All right, thank you very much. You may be excused. Next case is Johan Santiago. All right, your name, sir?
Johan René Santiago. Johan René Santiago.
Johan René Santiago.
Sir, you've been arrested for the crime of battery with an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. This is a co-defendant of the lady we saw previously. The court intends to set the same bond and conditions, if I could remember what they were. What was the bond on that?
I believe it was $500, Your Honor.
$500?
No hostile contact.
Okay, then that'll be the conditions on this one as well. So what that means is you'd have no hostile contact with your daughter. You can't fight with her, argue with her. You just need to be completely peaceful when you're around your daughter. All right? Okay, thank you very much. You may be excused.
Gracias. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, could you please tell me your name?
Adriana Torres Reyes.
Adriana Torres Reyes.
You've been arrested for 2 counts. One is use of anti-shoplifting device, and the other is petty theft. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. The public defender is temporarily appointed to represent you. Thank you very much. You may be excused.
And Your Honor, no return to scene.
Yes, condition is that if you are released, you're not to return to the scene where this occurred, which was Orlando Premium Outlets. In other words, you can't go on the property at all, not just the store that accused you, but anywhere. Thank you. Next case is Bertha Maris Tameo Rodriguez. Oh, yeah.
And Your Honor, I have a probable cause challenge as to this.
Okay. We need the interpreter for this young lady, correct? All right, very good. Please state your name.
Damaris Tamayo Rodríguez.
All right. You've been charged.
Bertha Tamayo Rodríguez.
Right. You've been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. You'd like to be heard on probable cause, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So in this case, under the statute, it says aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I don't think for the purposes of probable cause that a 4-inch perfume bottle in a garbage bag is considered a deadly weapon. It has to be designed to either cause great bodily injury or death. And I don't know that, I mean, it wasn't even broken. And the only thing that was sustained, I believe, was a small cut to his head. So for those reasons, I would consider this more of a battery and not an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
All right, counsel?
You may have one brief moment, Your Honor. I'm just trying to pull up a case quickly.
Yes, it's described in the affidavit as a small, empty glass perfume bottle.
Correct, Your Honor. So the deadly weapon at issue appears to be a plastic bag that contained a hard object and other miscellaneous articles of trash, and that it was later determined that there was an empty glass perfume bottle. For purposes of consideration of a deadly weapon, it depends on the mannerism and how it was used in this case and the ability to cause harm. Obviously, given the fact that this is a hard object, it's made out of glass, it has the ability to inflict harm, so I would argue it does fall under the definition of a deadly weapon
Yeah,
for purposes of PC.
I agree. The issue being probable cause, without knowing exact size, exact weight, it is, if it can cut your head open, it could at least probably do great bodily harm. So I'm gonna, I do find probable cause in this case. Your president set on no bond. The court's going to set a bond. Recommendations.
We just ask for a $500 bond, Your Honor.
State.
I would just ask for $5,000 bond on this, Judge.
A few questions for you, ma'am. Do you work?
Yo soy enfermera. Ahora no estoy trabajando porque viví en Miami y ahora estoy aquí y estoy buscando trabajo.
I am a nurse. I am not working right now because I moved from Miami and I'm looking for a job right now.
All right. That's probably going to be very complicated, the case pending. So I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case.
Pero puedo hablar yo un momento.
May I say something?
Yes, but I'm sure that your attorney would advise you that it would be a very bad time to talk about the offense itself. But you may if you want. All right. If the two of you are living together, you will have to find someplace else to live, at least temporarily, until these charges are resolved. All right?
Can she have a one-time return with law enforcement?
You may return one time with law enforcement to collect your personal belongings. If there is any item that is disputed as to who owns it, the police are not there to resolve that dispute. If he says it's his, then you got to leave it there. All right? Thank you very much.
Sorry.
You may be excused. Next case is Damaris Vasquez Gonzalez, excuse me. Please state your name.
Damaris Vasquez Gonzalez.
Damaris Vasquez Gonzalez.
And you've been charged with a domestic violence battery. Court does find probable cause for the offense. You are presently held on no bond. The court's intention would be to set a bond in the amount of $500 in this case with the no contact provisions. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Right.
All right, and that'll be the condition of the court. Ma'am, you're to have no contact with the victim in this case. If you were living together, you will need to find another place to live temporarily. You may return to the location one time in the presence of law enforcement to retrieve your personal belongings. You have a question?
El lugar yo vivo es en 7 años. Yo no sé si él le queda, no, ya no hay nada en la casa, o sea, pero él está viviendo al cruzar la calle.
I've been living at that place for 7 years. The house is almost empty. I don't know if he still has something in there, but he's living just across the street.
All right. As long as he's not living there, you can go back and live there. Okay? You just can't have contact with him, and you can't live in the same place he lives. Normally, we would put a geographical limit on it, but if he lives across the street, you just have no contact with him. That means if you're out front and he's out front, and he makes an obscene gesture at you, you got to ignore it. If he yells at you and calls you the worst curse word in the world, you got to ignore it. You understand? Okay, thank you very much. You may be excused.
Gracias. Gracias.
Mateo
Thank you.
Maradiaga. Take that off, yeah. Yeah, because he abandoned the place. Your name, please, sir.
Buenas tardes, Elías Josué Maradiaga Mateo.
Good afternoon, Elias Jose Maradiaga Mateo.
All right, you have been picked up for failure to appear on a separate case. You'll be held on no bond until you see the judge in that case. Public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily, unless they already have been. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all of our interpreter cases, correct? Madam Interpreter, thank you very much. Have a great Easter.
Thank you, Your Honor, you as well.
All right. Next case we have is Emily Jane Parker. All right. Would you please tell me your name, ma'am?
Emily Parker.
And you have been arrested on a charge of domestic violence, battery as an act of domestic violence. The court finds probable cause for that offense. You're presently being held on no bond. I see we have somebody in the glass booth. Sir, would you please state your name?
Roland Wilson.
Okay. And are you the victim in this case?
Yeah.
Alleged victim, I should say. What would you like to tell the court something?
That she's not a threat. It's just a misunderstanding.
Okay.
No threat at all.
All right. So what is it you're requesting the court to do as far as her jail status?
Let her come home.
You want her to come home?
Absolutely.
Okay. State, you want to be heard on that?
I'll defer to the court as bond by request that no hostile contact, and given the defendant's history, no consumption of alcohol.
All right. So the court's going to release Ms. Parker on her own recognizance. That means you could be released without bond. The conditions of that release are that you have no hostile contact with him. What that means is, and I want you to understand this, he gets to win every argument until this case is over. If he gets up in your face about something, which I hope he won't, because she doesn't need that kind of trouble, you just got to walk away, all right? I know that normally the woman is always right. That's the way it is in my marriage. It's with most. But just for now, he gets to be right, okay? So the conditions are no hostile contact, no alcohol, don't want you drinking, and of course, you got to make all your court appearances. All right? Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
sir.
Okay, next case is Gianni McCurse. I think I got that right. Well, he seems happy. I'm just watching the guy walk out. I'm always afraid when I see that he's going, now I'm going to get her.
Let's hope not.
Your name, sir?
Johnny?
All right, and what's your last name? What is it?
Curious.
Curious, okay, well, I got close. You've been arrested on you've been arrested for failure to appear. You're being held on no bond until you see the judge that issued the request for your appearance. All right?
I've got a question. Is there a hospital that I failed to appear because I never went to this jail before in a long time? Never. That's what I'm saying. Because in the hospital, I never went to court. That's why I said never failed to appear. That doesn't make any sense.
We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you, at least temporarily. This was apparently in a case 2021 CF 8686. And, yeah, so they'll check it out, all right? Thank you very much.
Your Honor, Mr. Wilson is a refusal.
Is a refusal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you want to provisionally appoint, we'll waive his appearance.
Okay. Provisionally appoint the public defender. Court does find probable cause. The bonds are set on count one at $3,500 and count two at $500. Those bonds will be stayed in the case, and that will be all.
And no conditions of no contact with the victim. And
Oh, yes, of
no
course.
weapons or firearms.
Yeah. Those conditions will be added. All right.
Well, Your Honor, I think the issue with this one would be that the defendant has to be notified of those conditions. So I don't know if waiving his appearance would perhaps interfere with that.
Well, the court will sign an order to that effect, and that order will be served on him, I assume, by the corrections, correct?
Before he's released, I'll get court paperwork with the minutes.
Okay.
Oh, we have someone here. Ma'am, are you here on the case we were just talking about?
Or Austin Wilson?
Was that what it was?
No, this is Alexi Wilson.
Oh, no, that's not me.
Austin Wilson is not called.
Never mind. Okay, so this is Christopher Griffin. Sir, is that your name?
Yes, sir.
All right. You've been arrested on, let's see. This is one of those, came back from yesterday cases, right? Possession of methamphetamine, MDMA, and battery as an act of domestic violence. Court does find probable cause as to both charges. Your bond on count one is $1,000. Public defender will be temporarily appointed to represent you. Would you like to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that a $500 bond be instated for the battery charge.
All right. State?
We'll just object for the record and we'll object for the record, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
State's going to object for the record and ask the bonds to remain as set.
Well, Mr. Griffin, I know you were living in a tent. Where are we going to get in touch with you?
I have a cell phone.
You have a cell phone? Well, they need to mail you stuff.
I get my mail at the Christian Service Center.
Okay.
It's 808 on West Church Street Boulevard, Orlando, Florida 32805.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the bond requested of $500.
Judge, if I may quickly.
Yes.
I didn't put this prior, but his criminal history is that he was out of the DOC back in 2015 for an aggravated battery on Leo, an escape. He does have other convictions for fleeing to elude, crimes against person, grand theft, criminal mischief, burglary. He's listed or designated as a high risk, Your Honor, so reducing the bond would not be appropriate in this case, as the state's position.
Maybe a good point. But I don't think I can hold him on no bond.
We're not saying no bond, Your Honor, but
What bond are you suggesting?
the ones that were previously given by Your Honor, the 1,000 on each is.
All right. So we'll go with $1,000 on each count for a total of $2,000. But a condition of that is that you have to provide a reliable method of contact. In other words, your bondsman is going to require you to give them some way to know how to contact you. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thank you very much.
And just to clarify, Your Honor, it was 1,000 on count one and 500?
$1,000 on count two.
1,000,
The
okay.
condition is no contact with the victim.
So it's still $200. You're welcome. Yeah, of course.
All right, please state your name.
Galloway, Fred Galloway.
Mr. Galloway, you are being held on charges of aggravated assault with a weapon, carrying concealed weapon by a convicted felon, false imprisonment, and battery. I find probable cause as to each of these offenses. On the condition of issue of bond, I'm going to stay this at no bond because I just don't feel there's any way we're ever going to be able to find you.
That's well.
So I think you're better off sitting in jail until we get these things resolved. All right? Pardon?
I have an address.
I couldn't hear what he said.
I have an address.
He has an address.
You have an address?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What address is that?
34.5 North Bonnie Vista.
And that is what?
My sister's house. That's where
Okay.
my mail go.
Well, the judge can set a bond hearing on this, okay? And if your sister wants to come in and wants to talk to the judge, maybe the trial judge will change your bond. But at this point, we're going to leave it at
Your
none.
Honor, was this a warrant?
No.
So I believe because of that, and none of these are punishable by life, that he is entitled to bond.
Well, at this point, I don't find the basis for the court to be assured that he will appear because I have no information other than he's a transient. And that in this particular case, based on the facts, I'm not convinced the court has any way of protecting the victim's safety and of assuring his appearance. So I'm going to leave it at no bond for now. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Wachik.
Present, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was getting a little ahead of the paperwork there.
Mr. Galloway, take this. Thank you.
Is there any conditions on the last case?
No, because it's no bond. No. All right, sir, your name?
Nicholas Wachek.
All right, sir, you've been arrested on the charge of attempted robbery. The court does find probable cause for that offense. The court will appoint the public defender to represent you temporarily, and your bond in that matter is $1,000. Right, sure. Thank you very much. You may.
Thank you.
Okay, Brian Torres.
Your Honor, can we skip him? But Rohan refused also.
Okay. Is it me? Do they just not want to see me? Is that? Because I'm hurt. Kidding. Okay, so Ms. Rohan has declined to attend. The court will appoint the public defender temporarily to represent her.
We'll waive her appearance, Your Honor.
The court does find probable cause for both battery and a law enforcement officer in battery. The bonds are $2,500 and $500, and those bonds will be stayed. All right. Stacy Williams.
Hurt somebody.
Mona, please tell me your name.
How are you? Stacy Williams. Stacy Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you've been charged with a crime of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause for that offense. Your bond in this matter is set at $3,500, and the public defender is appointed to represent you.
No contact with the victim, Your Honor. No
Yes,
weapons or
condition
firearms.
of bond is no contact with the victim.
And no weapons or firearms.
And no weapons and firearms. All right?
I can't hear. I can't understand. Well,
You can't,
I can't hear too good.
he has a hearing problem?
I suppose so, Your Honor. I can.
Go ahead, if you want to explain to us. We've got hearing aids here.
Your Honor, this is Torres.
Oh, that's Torres. Okay.
somewhere.
Theater or something.
Yeah, we gotta go somewhere else, okay?
All right, Mr. Torres.
Approaching Your Honor.
Thank you. Please state your name.
Brian Torres.
Mr. Torres, you were charged with the offense of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court does find probable cause. The court is considering setting a bond in the amount of $500 with the condition of no hostile contact with the victim. Hostile contact means arguments, means yelling, screaming, anything like it. Any party want to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, usually with these conditions of contact versus no hostile contact, unless the victim is present or otherwise, usually the default position is no contact. Because I haven't had an opportunity to speak with the victim myself, so I can't verify whether or not she wants contact or not.
Okay. Well, until I hear otherwise, based on the facts that I've seen, I think no hostile contact is sufficient.
I mean, I had recently been hospitalized. Is that because pretrial mental health leave?
Hey, unless this is on the issue of bond, we're going to have to move on.
Yes, Your Honor, it is. He has no contact with any of his family members to post a bond. So I was asking regarding mental health. I feel like there might be some concerns. Again, we haven't heard from the alleged victim, so I understand if Your Honor is not inclined, but we would ask for non-monetary release conditions.
Not without knowing more and what the victim's
Yes, Your Honor.
position is, no.
Okay.
All right. Your name, sir?
My name is Donovan Willingham.
All right. Mr. Willingham, you have been arrested on charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver, possession of fentanyl, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of cannabis. I find probable cause for each of those offenses. You also are presently on, cash bond and active pretrial diversion on possession of cocaine, possession of paraphernalia, possession of meth, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to revoke bond on the other two cases. One of these things was fentanyl. And again, I don't want you to comment on this. I don't know if you knew it was fentanyl, but the officer may have saved your life. If you didn't know it was fentanyl and you were going to use it like it was cocaine, you'd be dead. So, anything further from either side?
Are you staying the bonds, Your Honor, as to the new case?
Yeah, the new cases, the bonds will stay as they are. Court's revoking on the other cases, just for the record. They are 2021 CF 6360, 2022 CF 3699.
And Your Honor, in the newer case, 22 CF 4315, no possession of any controlled substance or drugs unless otherwise prescribed by a doctor.
Well, that's basically the law anyway. So I think it's sufficient. All right. Next case is Brian Wade Drummond.
Present, Your Honor.
You
Okay.
have to call that.
Drummond,
Yes, sir.
you were picked up on a warrant for petty theft,
Yes, sir.
Florida warrant. Your bond on that is $500.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. You are presently on bond on 2022 MM 002034.
Sorry.
I believe that these offenses both happened around the same time, so I'm not going to take any action on the other case. Your bond will be stayed at $500.
There's two charges, Your Honor.
Well, there were two? Hold on.
There's a probable cause for petty theft and a warrant.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry, can I?
Hold on. There's a second case, which is a new case. Court does find probable cause for petty theft in that case. Your bond is set at $500, and this is a new case that just occurred. Since that's the situation, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. All I wanted to ask is, yesterday morning, I was hungry. It was a piece of meat and a milk, a pint of milk and a piece of meat, less than $19. And I'm sorry that I was hungry and took that from Walmart. I'm asking if my daughter's sick in the hospital. I have a job. I'm a roofer, and I get some food stamps, but I have none at the moment. My daughter's hungry, sick. I was just going to ask, is there any way I could get either my bond lowered because I don't have enough money, or to help me get out ROR me? I have a house at 713 West Cayley Street, and I have a job with WC Drummond Roofing Company. I'm a roofer in Florida, and I can roof and take care of my daughter, but she's ill because I've been in safe book, beat up the last 37 hours for a piece of meat and a pint of milk. And I'm so sorry. I'll never try to get that from my daughter again. But I'm sorry. I'm just at your mercy, Judge, and I apologize for trying to eat yesterday morning. It was a piece of meat and a pint of milk, and it's in my pantry. And I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, sir, the problem is that is what is alleged you did in March 2.
That's it, a piece of meat and a piece of...
Yeah, but you keep doing it. That's the problem.
No, this was yesterday. It's on my paperwork. Right?
Yeah, but the one the warrant was issued for was back in March.
Yes, and I said my daughter then.
I don't have...
I said that I would never do it again. I bonded out on that one, but I'm hoping to just settle it today and say I'll never, ever do it again.
Well, right now I'm going to leave things the way they are. All right?
How are they?
$500 bond. I'm not revoking you on the one that you already bonded out on.
Oh, so it's a total of $500 bond?
No.
1,000. 500 for each case.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you take care.
And, Your Honor, no return to the scene. Okay. Understood.
I don't think he's getting out anyway.
Can't save him.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, come on up. Okay, are you Andrew Brooks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I do find probable cause for the offense of battery by strangulation. Do I have somebody coming into the box? No?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Let me just take a look. Okay. All right, this is an argument with the brother. Let's see. So I'm going to set bond, qualifies for PTR. Okay, I'm going to send you to PTR. So as soon as you can get screened and satisfied by then, you just have to follow their conditions. All right, no hostile contact with your family members. Just no.
Okay.
If there's an argument, just walk away. Okay? All right. Thank you.
So just to clarify, Your Honor, it was PTR straight?
PTR, yeah. Okay,
And we'll waive reading of the charges for this case, Your Honor.
okay. Please state your name, sir.
Demetrius Hunter.
All right. You've been charged with 2 counts for which counsel has waived reading. I do find probable cause for both of those counts. You're presently being held on no bond. I do find proof is evident, presumption great, based on the affidavit alone, that for both of those cases, and I stay the bond at no bond. Public defender is appointed temporarily to represent you. All right, thank you. No, no bond.
Oh, my God.
Gotta sign.
Sir, how's my charge PBL? I had a domestic violence.
Well, you'll have to talk to your attorneys about that, okay?
And Judge, just to put in no contact with the victim, I understand he's gonna be in no bond, but there's always the issue potentially that they can be calls from the jail, so I just want to.
What are we gonna do if he calls from the jail if we haven't given him a bond? How are we going to? See, in other words, it's an order without an enforcement mechanism.
I see your point, but just erring on the side of caution, Your Honor, that's why.
I understand. Okay. Ms. Brand. Ms. Brand, you have been arrested on the charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction. The court does find probable cause for that offense. You're presently being held on no bond. Does the public defender is appointed temporarily to represent you? Do you want to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor, just one moment while I inquire with.
Sure.
Your Honor, we would just ask why she doesn't qualify for PTR. I saw that she didn't qualify, but it looks like she has a low moderate risk assessment.
Yeah, she has an active injunction
Yeah.
against the victim.
Okay, so you don't qualify. So we would just ask then for a raisable bond.
State?
We'll defer to the court to issue bond, and to abide by conditions of the injunction itself and the criminal no contact that would be imposed by this court.
Well, this is a difficult one because the allegation is she already violated a judge's order to stay away. What conditions would counsel suggest to reinforce that order?
Your Honor, I would suggest, no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, no firearms. She still needs to stay away. I mean, again, if she violates again, it's going to be a felony, so she needs to understand that.
Isn't it already a felony?
No, this is a misdemeanor, domestic violence, Your Honor. So,
The violation of a domestic violence injunction is a misdemeanor?
It can be a felony, it's an enhanceable offense, Your Honor, so they, it's currently a misdemeanor.
Way too long.
so with that understanding that, if she
I'm
does
going to
this
set a bond
again.
of $1,000 in the case. You are not to come within 500 feet
Yes, sir.
of the person that got the injunction.
Yes, sir.
Don't get anywhere near him or her. I don't know which one it was. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I never live across the street from here. I live with my daughter.
Do you understand?
Yes,
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, sir, step up. Tell us your name, please.
Caesar.
All right. Sir, you have been arrested for battery as an act of domestic violence. And I do find probable cause for that offense. I believe we have somebody that wants to speak. Would you please tell us your name?
Takara Quinn,
All right, and what is your involvement in this case?
because my people was talking to the officer and I wasn't really speaking to them. And then they were just copying everything she was saying to put on a statement, but I never wrote a statement.
Okay. Well, apparently, according to this, you were on a FaceTime call with your cousin on the speakerphone, and he walked over and started hitting you.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay. Well, anybody want to be heard on bond? I don't, by the way, just so you know, based on what I read here, I think you did smack her around a little bit, but don't comment one way or the other. But I'm just telling you, I've seen this before. On the subject of bond. Well, I'm sorry, qualifies for PTR.
Oh, that was entry error, Your Honor.
Huh?
It was an entry error.
Oh, okay. Seemed a little strange, but.
Your Honor, we would ask for a $500 bond to be set, and no hostile contact.
State?
Just, we'll defer to the court, but we're just gonna point out that he has convictions for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, no valid driver's license, juvenile delinquencies for false name, trespass, burglary of a dwelling with aggravated assault or battery, criminal mischief.
All right. Based on all of that, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $2,500. Special condition is that you are to have no contact. Now, I could say no contact with the victim, but I know she's not going to follow that. But you're to have no contact with her cousin. You're to have no contact with any witness in this case. Nobody on your behalf is to have any contact with any witness in this case.
You can't have any contact with any witnesses. So if they were listed as a witness in there.
There was no hostile contact with the victim?
No, she wants all contact with him, so if she wants him to smack her around, and that's her right. But he's to have no contact at all
Witnesses.
with the witnesses. And
So you can bond out and you're good.
obviously, it's illegal to smack anybody. And, you know, ma'am, if it's not happening, great.
You're all
But
set.
if it is happening and you're letting it happen,
I appreciate you, Judge.
not much we can do for you.
I appreciate you.
So no hostile contact with the victim and no contact with the witnesses.
No, I'm not doing anything with the
Okay.
victim.
He can contact.
Like I said, I mean, if she wants to let him fuss and scream and yell and curse at her, that's her choice. But you have no contact at all with the witness in the case. All right. Kevin Dominguez. Sir, come on up.
Hello, Kevin Dominguez.
All right, sir. You have been charged with the offense of battery as an act of dating violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. Your bond is presently set at none. The public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily. You qualify, does he qualify for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then you'll be admitted to PTR. Your contact, your condition is to have no contact with the victim of any kind.
Okay, wait, can I say one more thing? So I don't sound. So basically, I leave today without paying bond for this. God bless you.
You can, yeah.
Thank you so much and God bless you. I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
And I want to make sure you understand something.
Yes,
Contact means calling, writing.
yes,
It means liking her Facebook.
yes. I will block everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I will not be. I'm not retarded. I have a
He
life.
doesn't exist as far as you're concerned.
Oh no, it's not.
Very
working.
good. Thank you.
No. Thank you. I've been talking to God all morning, man.
Well, he didn't talk to me, so
Thank you. Thank you. Seriously.
betcha. All right, Mr. Come on up, sir. Please state your name.
Luis Fernando Drummond de Araújo.
Okay. You have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of dating violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. I see we have someone in the booth. Ma'am, would you please state your name?
Karina Góes Gadelha Dias.
And what is your involvement in this case?
He's my boyfriend.
Okay, are you the victim in this case?
Not really, because he didn't do
Let
anything.
me put it this way. Are you the person that the police think was a victim in this case?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What would you like me to know?
On that day, he didn't do anything. We were with some friends, and someone thought that he did some act of violence against me, but he didn't.
All right. Well, too much alcohol and too little good sense. We welcome visitors from
Brazil.
out of town. But anyway, so do you, what do you want me to do as far as releasing him goes?
Sorry?
Are you afraid of him at all?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
And you guys are from, where are you from?
Brazil?
Brazil? Are you heading back?
Yes, on Sunday, next Sunday.
Sunday? All right. So I'm going to release him ROR for the rest of the time you're here. The condition is no hostile contact with the victim. That means if somebody catches you getting in an argument with her in the airport before you step on the plane to go back to Brazil, you're going to get arrested and brought back here, and she'll go to Brazil without you. All right? Thank you all very much. You may be excused.
Thank you.
You're all set. You'll get out today.
All right. Ma'am, step up, please. Tell me your name.
Shamar Harris.
All right. You have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of evading violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. Public defender is appointed temporarily to represent you. I see someone we have in the booth. Go ahead, sir. What's your name?
Brandon Armstrong, I'm the victim.
All right. What do you want to tell me?
She don't pose no threat, you let her go home. She ain't doing
Can
nothing.
you pull your mask down because it's a little bit, go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, she don't pose no threat to me.
So you want to come home?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, anything from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. And those are some very nice dreads, so don't be pulling on them.
One moment. This is Shamira Harris, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. Just going to put on the record, some of her last convictions was aggravated assault with a firearm, criminal mischief, battery, great bodily harm, burglary, and resist officer without violence.
Right.
My concern, realistically, Your Honor, just looking at the history, is violence, and this being an offense of violence would not feel proper that this would be an RR situation, just given those circumstances.
That girl has been in trouble about 8 years, man.
Say what?
She ain't been in trouble in about 8 years.
Okay. All right. You want her home, right?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Hey, I'm positive. She can't do nothing to me.
You want to bet?
Can't do nothing to me.
All right. So ROR, no hostile contact with him, no arguments, no fights, no pulling on his hair. Pulling a man's hair. I can't believe you do that. Thank you, sir.
All right, y'all have a good
There
one.
you go.
You're all set.
Go ahead, Mr. Leon.
All right. Yes, sir. Your name.
Timothy Leon Wilson.
All right. You were arrested on charge of battery and active dating violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. You are presently held on no bond, but you qualify for PTR. So the court will release you to PTR. You're to have no contact with the victim.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Means don't call, don't talk, don't text, don't like things on social media, none of that stuff. Just, she doesn't exist as far as you're concerned.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
How
Thank
much was
you.
bond, Your Honor, in this case?
No, PTR.
A PTR?
PTR.
This is Timothy Leon?
Huh?
Timothy Leon?
Yes.
Timothy Leon. Qualifies?
Leon Wilson. I don't know why he put the Wilson.
Timothy Leon, that's who we're talking to, right?
Timothy Leon Wilson.
Okay. Oh, Timothy Leon Wilson. It just says Timothy Leon here. All right. Your name?
Linda Logan.
Miss Logan. you have been arrested for the crime of battery as an act of domestic violence. You know, they ought to just like mix these up a little bit. Okay, and I do find probable cause for that offense. I don't see anybody in the box. It appears that you do qualify for PTR. Let me just remember what this was. Okay. So we will admit you to PTR. Just trying to remember, counsel, if you can, is this a, what's the relationship?
It was her son, Your Honor.
Huh?
Her son?
Her son, okay.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of people discussed it.
Yes,
and
Your
I couldn't
Honor.
remember which one she was. Does your son still live with you?
No.
Okay. Well, I can't keep him from coming to your house, but I can keep you from having any hostile contact with him. Means no fighting, no fussing,
Okay.
none of that stuff, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Should we get out today?
All right, what's your name?
I gotta make water.
All right, you've been arrested on a charge of battery by, I guess this was a domestic violence.
Your Honor,
case.
may I be heard as to probable cause?
Sure.
In terms of the affidavit, they never actually identify Miss McCourt by her name or anything like that, or any identification whatsoever. And I'm not sure if they made a positive identification or anything like that. So I would argue that there's not probable cause.
Well, I think that for the court's purposes, their reference to the suspect when the defendant's name is on the document, I think that is sufficient for probable cause. I take your point, and they probably should have done it differently because they used the word defendant, not suspect. But for purpose of this, I think I know what they mean. So on the issue of bond, this is,
I believe she qualifies. Is that right?
PTR?
She doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was originally on there. Okay, never mind.
So, Ms. McWhorty, have you got someplace else to live if I let you out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna grant you a bond in the amount of, let me just see if there's anything aggravated battery. And what is it? Last no conviction was 2014. Okay. State, you want to be heard on the amount of the bond?
Your Honor, we'll defer to the court on the issue of bond and just ask that there be no contact with the victim.
So I'm going to set the bond at $500. You're to have no contact with the victim, and you're not to return to the place where this happened.
All my personal belongings is there, my ID, my purse, and everything is there.
Here's what's going to happen. You can return one time with law enforcement to pick up your personal belongings. That means like your IDs, purses, stuff like that. If there is anything there that there's a dispute about who owns it, it stays where it is until a court gets involved. The deputies are not there as a judge to determine who owns what. All right? Okay.
Do your best.
Thank you.
And then going out. You can bond out today.
All right, sir. Please state your name.
Rico Dwight Allo.
All right. You have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. According to this, you qualify for pretrial release. State you want to be heard on pretrial release. No convictions. He's got a arrest. I didn't say when that was, but.
One moment.
Oh, this is over the jacket. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put you on PTR. The only condition is no hostile contact with your family members. I mean, no fighting over anything. If somebody wants to take your clothes, you just let them do it for now.
Sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, take your paperwork. Thank you.
Okay. Please tell me your name. All right. You've been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of dating violence and criminal mischief. Find probable cause for both offenses. Yeah. You're presently being, public defenders appointed to represent you for temporarily at least. I don't see anybody in the box on this case. Counsel, you'll be heard on bond.
Yes, Your Honor. She indicated that she can't afford to bond out, so we would ask for non-monetary conditions. Otherwise, if you're not inclined to do so, we would ask for just a reasonable bond.
And Judge, we'll defer to the issue of bond and noting that she really doesn't have a prior history. The only conditions we would ask is no contact with the victim and no return to scene.
So you're going to be released ROR. The conditions are you can't go back to the place where this happened, Mr. Slater, and you can't have any contact with Mr. Slater. All right? Now, do you have belongings at the place? Okay. You may go back one time with law enforcement officers to pick up your personal belongings. If there's anything there that he says belongs to him, but you think belongs to you, it has to stay. The cops are not there to, litigate that. Go to court for that kind of stuff, all right? All right, thank you very much. All right.
You all set?
Please state your name.
Kimberly Williams.
All right. You've been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of dating violence. You, I do find probable cause for that offense. You're presently being held on no bond. Public defender is appointed to represent you. I guess she was not interviewed for PTR?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So does that mean she may qualify if she's interviewed, but?
And she was fully interviewed, because from what I see, she began the interview, then she became upset, and then she got safe.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Counsel will be heard on bond.
Yes, Your Honor. We would just ask for a $500 bond.
No objections from the state with special conditions that she not contact the victim or any witnesses in this case.
All right.
No,
Pardon?
he's my fiance. His sister actually shut my arm in the door of his car door. So I'm just having a hard time with this.
It's a long story. Sometimes both people need to get arrested. But
And Your
that's not
Honor,
what
I would
happened.
just point to the fact that in the affidavit, her fiance didn't want to press any charges. So we would ask for no hostile contact.
Okay. $500 bond. Condition is no hostile contact with him. If you're around him, if you want to be around him, or you want to be around you, that's fine, but no fighting. That just goes for you, though. If he wants to be nasty to you, he can do that. You just can't be nasty back. No fights, no arguments, just let him win for just a week or so, okay?
You understand all that?
I know it's hard. My wife tells me it.
He's a businessman. He thinks he knows everything.
Oh. All you had to say was man. He thinks he knows everything.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be behind 100.
Sir, what's your name?
Austin Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you have someone walking in. You have been charged with crime of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court does find probable cause for that offense. Ma'am, would you tell me your name, please?
Tanzania, Broderick.
Okay, and you're the person that is listed as the victim in this case. What would you like to tell me?
I just would like for him to come home.
All right. All right, let's see. Argument over leaving the dog collar on the couch. I don't blame you for being mad. All right, you have any fear of him at all?
No, sir.
Okay, State, you have any questions for her?
No, based on the current testimony, Your Honor.
All right, and he does qualify for PTR, so my intention would be to release him on pretrial release. The condition is no hostile contact. Now, I want you both to understand what that means. That means that she can argue with you, she can yell at you if she wants to, you just can't yell back. And ma'am, if you start getting on him because he's pissing you off and someone sees it and calls the police, he's going to jail. It doesn't matter if he didn't hit you.
Right.
It's a violation of this, so keep it cool, keep it friendly, all right? And if she's getting on your nerves, not that you ever would do that, of course, because you never would, you gotta walk away, okay? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, and he didn't qualify for the public defender. He didn't qualify for the public defender.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I appoint them, I unappoint them. All right. Hopefully that's the last of those. Oh, good, regular crime. Please state your name, sir.
Tyron Day.
All right, Mr. Day, you've been arrested on a charge of grand theft. I do find probable cause for that offense. Would you like the public defender appointed?
Yes.
Public defender is appointed. Your bond in that case is $2,000. All right, thank you, sir.
And Judge, no return to scene.
Yes, no return to the scene. Where this happened.
Your Honor, Mr. Gonzalez? Oh, Miss Gonzalez.
Oh, okay. Is that Jessica Gonzalez? Okay. Well, that is just not very neighborly, is it? I can't give her my "you'd be dead" speech.
No.
Oh, well. Public defender is appointed temporarily.
We'll waive her appearance, Your Honor. Could
All
be
right.
heard as to count 2 for probable cause.
Okay, possession of controlled substance.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe the controlled substance in this case was Xanax or alprazolam. In the affidavit, it doesn't say that the pills were tested, nor were they identified through like drugs.com or anything like that. So we actually don't know whether or not those were Xanax. It's an assumption. So we would ask that you not find probable cause as to count 2.
It would be based on the officer's training and experience, and given the fact that they would have done investigations similar to this, Your Honor, at that point, it would be common knowledge for them what R10 is as well, and this is PC.
It does say that it's that drug, and I don't think as far as probable cause, it needs to say much more than that. It's a minimal difference in her bond anyway. So I'm going to find probable causes to both, and the bonds will be stayed as they are. All right. Step up. What's your name, sir?
Desmond Good.
All right. Sir, you've been arrested on charges of carrying concealed firearm, possession of cannabis. I do find probable cause for both. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Would you like the public defender appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender is appointed. Thank you, sir. Okay, next case is, please tell me your name, sir.
Millie.
All right.
Jamel Millie.
All right. You've been charged with possession of cannabis with intent to sell with a weapon, possession of cannabis, carrying concealed firearm, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. I find probable cause for everything except possession during commission of a felony. I don't find probable cause for that. Your bond on count 1 is $15,000. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I do find probable cause on all counts. I was thinking of the wrong case. So your bond is on count 1, $15,000, on count 2, $2,000, on count 3, $5,000, and on count 4, $10,000. Public defender, you do not qualify for the public defender, so the public defender will not be appointed. Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, as special conditions, no possession of any weapons or firearms, no possession of drugs.
Those are all illegal anyway.
Correct. It's usually standard to put that as conditions.
Oh, yeah, well. All right, thank you very much.
Do I get bond?
All right. Please state your name.
Sabrina Mixon.
Okay, you have been arrested on an out-of-state warrant for battery on a person 65 years of age or older. Your bond on that is $1,500, and you will be held until you either make bond or you're transported to, where was this? Oh, it's an Orange County case.
I think she was just picked up out of county.
After this happened, I went to jail. So I don't understand how I still have a warrant. I had already went to jail.
They didn't serve
Don't know.
They served you with it.
Your lawyers can figure that out. All right? Would you like the public defender appointed?
That's fine.
Okay. Public defender will be appointed to represent you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Your name, please.
Alejandro Ramirez.
All right, sir, you have been arrested on 6 charges. Trafficking methamphetamine, MDMA. Your bond is $100,000. Possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, which is no bond. Possession of cannabis with intent to sell with a weapon, $10,000 bond. Carrying a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, $5,000 bond. Possession of drug paraphernalia, $500. And resisting officer without violence, $500. I do find probable cause for each of those offenses. And would you like the public defender appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender is appointed, and the bonds will remain as I've just, I'm sorry. As to count 2, the court, instead of no bond, the court will set a bond of $5,000 on that count.
So you can bond out.
Here we go. I'm going to have to move you along, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Step up. Your name, sir?
Julius Byers.
All right, sir. You have been arrested on the charge of burglary of a dwelling.
May be heard as to probable cause, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
May be heard as to probable cause.
Sure.
So in this case, it's a burglary of a dwelling, and he's telling me it was his house. But with the intent to commit the crime therein, it was that the allegation was that he drank sweet tea.
You plan what?
That the intent to commit the crime therein for burglary was that he was drinking sweet tea in the home. And I just don't believe that arises to a crime therein. And therefore, I believe this should be a trespass rather than a burglary of a dwelling.
Was it,
Key in my house.
was it his tea?
My house, I have a key.
Hold on. Better that you not say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just asking her, based on the affidavit, was it his tea?
That's not included in there, Your Honor. I don't know if it was her tea, his tea. If it was water, would it still be a burglary? I think that the...
State, you want to be heard?
It's an interesting situation, but it involves somewhat of a taking, whether it's permanent or temporary. In this case, it's personal property that belongs to the person that lives in that residence. I understand the facts of the case are a bit different from other burglaries that we often deal with. But there is PC in this case. I'll defer to Your Honor as far as bond is concerned with the...
I have to go on what's the four corners of what's in here. And what's in here, it says that it was the victim's residence, that you had no permission to be there, and that you went in there and you drank tea, which technically is a theft. If you went to Publix and got a Coke from the fountain and didn't pay for it, that's theft. So I do think there's probable cause in this case. So I am going to stay at $5,000 bond.
Okay.
All right? Public defender's appointed.
Your Honor, may I be heard as to bond? I understand Your Honor made a probable cause finding. Mr. Spires indicated that he would be able to afford a bond of $3,000. And considering the facts of the case, would you be willing to lower the bond to $3,000?
Your Honor, I'll defer to the court on that. There's no return to seeing and no contact with potential victim in the case.
I'll reduce the bond to $3,000, but you cannot go back.
Yes, sir.
Even if it's your house. I'm not ruling it is or not. You can't go back.
Yes, sir.
And you can't have any contact with the victim,
Yes, sir.
not while this case is pending. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You're welcome.
off you go. Yes, sir.
No, Your Honor, St. Louis is mental health.
Okay. I feel that way sometimes myself. Sir, step up.
And you are them.
Yes, sir.
Sir, your name?
My name is Larry Van Warden.
Sorry?
My name is Larry Van Warden.
Okay, a little hard to hear with those things sometimes. So you've been arrested on charges of trafficking in methamphetamine. You have a bond of $100,000, possession of methamphetamine with intent, $150 bond, possession of methamphetamine, $150 bond, possession of cannabis, $100 bond, possession of drug paraphernalia, $100 bond, and resisting officer without violence, $100 bond. The court find probable cause as to all of those offenses. You do not qualify for the public defender.
Sorry, sir, what was that? I do not qualify?
This says you do not qualify.
Why is that?
Make too much money.
I make too much money?
All right?
I don't even
Thank you,
have
sir. You'll be in jail until you make the bonds. Thank you. Sir, please tell me your name. Tell me your name. Okay. You've been arrested on charges of attempted burglary of a conveyance and resisting an officer without violence. I find probable cause for both. The bond on count one is $1,000.
Your Honor, this is not Mr. Welch. This is Mr. Williams. I don't know.
Sorry.
D'Angelo, we're still looking for Mr. Welch.
I'm sorry, what?
So this is D'Angelo
No.
Williams. Oh,
I
they're
thought-
still looking for Mr. Welch.
Hold on.
So I guess we can go back to Mr. Welch.
We'll come back to Mr. Welch.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, apologize for giving you the incorrect name. You have been arrested on warrants for shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling, structure, or vehicle, and criminal mischief. Your bond on those is $2,500 and $250. So you'll remain in jail until you make bond. Oh, I'm sorry. Public defender's appointed as well. There you go.
This is Welch.
That's Welch.
Yeah. He doesn't care, so he could.
Know how he feels. Get my hearing checked.
So I gotta.
100, so 350.
Mr. Williams, you'll have time to talk to your lawyer later. We need to get to Mr. Welch. Mr. Welch, come on up. Please tell me your name. Ah. Mr. Welch, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have been, just please tell me your full name.
Dennis Welch.
All right, you've been arrested on charge of attempted burglary of a conveyance and resisting an officer without violence. I find probable cause for both. Your bond is set at $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. Would you like the court to appoint a public defender to represent you?
Yes.
Public defender is so appointed.
No
Thank you very much.
No contact with the victim, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
No, this was an attempted burglary of a conveyance.
Oh, wait.
Which victim would you like? No, I think he's fine. Just go ahead. We don't need any special condition. Okay, yes, sir. Come on up. What's your name?
Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you've been picked up because you failed to appear on a charge of carrying concealed firearm. Your bond, as set by the judge, who was disappointed by your failure to appear, is $1,000. So if you make bond, fine. If not, then you'll appear before that judge in the near future.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Your name, sir?
Zach Zorn.
All right. Mr. Zorn, you have been arrested on charges. Is this new charges? Why don't I have a note on that? Oh, yeah. Just didn't write it down. You've been arrested on charges of possession of cocaine and possession of controlled substance without prescription. I find probable cause for both of those. You do qualify for pretrial release, so you will be released to that program. All right? And the public defender will be appointed.
Thank you.
All right? Okay, your name.
Shalene Pauling.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Shalene Pauling.
Okay, yeah, this, between the mask and my hearing, it's a problem. Okay, you have been arrested for failure to appear. Your bond is set at $500. So if you make bond, then you'll need to make sure you keep your appointment. And if you don't, then you'll sit in jail until you see the judge that issued the capias. All right? Thank you very much. You may be excused.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. For the last PTR for Zorn, is there any release conditions?
No.
Okay.
Okay, yes, sir. What's your name?
Aaron Louder.
All right. Let me make sure I got all of this stuff. All right, sir, you have been arrested on a charge of DUI with property damage or personal injury. Court does find probable cause for that offense. Your bond on that offense is set at $1,000. You're presently on bond on a sale and delivery of cocaine. Does the state want to be heard on that other case?
Judge, I actually am the assigned ASA on that specific case. I would be requesting that bond be revoked given the new law offense of DUI.
Well, it is a small world, isn't it? Public defender?
Your Honor, we'd ask that it not be revoked, considering this is kind of an unrelated offense. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but considering that this is just a traffic case, it's unrelated to the underlying offense that he was out on bond for, we would ask that you, if you're going to revoke his bond, that you would reinstate a new bond that he could make.
Well, I'm going to revoke his bond. I note that the original bond was $15,000, which is pretty high for a sale and delivery, so I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm going to revoke it, sir, but that doesn't mean that the judge that you're assigned to, you can have a bond hearing, they can look at it again, but they'll have more information than I will. But you did violate the conditions of it, so I'm going to revoke bond on that case, which is 2022 CF 1237. All right. Thank you, sir.
Then, Your Honors, conditions on the DUI case, no consumption of alcohol. Well, on the new case, even though he's held.
Sure.
On the new case, no consumption of any alcohol.
No alcohol.
Your Honor, Ms. Taylor bonded.
Okay, bonded, great.
Just a second.
All right, sir, your name.
Good morning, good afternoon, all, Your Honor.
What was the name again?
I was just saying good afternoon first.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
My name is Jacques Allen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allen, you have been arrested on the charge of criminal mischief, valued between $200 and $1,000.
Your Honor, he
Yes.
would like to resolve the case if there is an offer. I haven't been conveyed one, so if he wants to resolve it, it is a playable offense. Would Your Honor entertain
I would, yeah, if y'all agree
What's
something.
the defendant's name?
Jacques Allen, sir.
Allen, Allen?
Oh, yeah, this is the airline at Wawa. Something like that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't feel comfortable making an offer given that there is a pending restitution of at least $300.
I think you're right. So. All right, so I did find probable cause, and your bond is $500. Condition of if you make bond, one condition is you cannot return to the Wawa at 3501 Millennium Boulevard. All right? Thank you. All right. Your name, please.
Lee Leckler.
Say it again.
Lee Leckler.
Okay, that's not the one I was expecting. What happened with Fishback DeSoto?
We don't have any Fishback DeSoto on our docket.
Number?
I'm sorry, I heard three people.
Or the booking number?
Which one is that? That's this one. Okay, you can tell.
2200-8665.
Bonded?
Bonded, okay. All right, Ms. Leckler, you have been arrested on a charge of violation of city ordinance
Yes, sir.
for wearing clothes that are a bit too revealing,
Yes,
apparently. I do find probable cause.
She's
Your
interested in
bond is set at $1,000, which seems a bit high to me.
Right.
Judge, we're amenable to giving a withhold time served.
Oh, she's out of state?
She's interested in resolving it, Your Honor. I believe the state just said it would be withhold credit time served and court costs.
Works for me.
Is that what you want to do? So we'll appear on your record, but not as a conviction.
Now,
So you'd be- okay, let me just- You want to do that? Are you under the influence of medication?
you got a spate of these today for some reason.
Should I go?
All right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Leckler, you have been provided with a document. I've been provided a document. This contains your signature, is that correct?
Yes.
You understand everything on it?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're pleading no contest to violation of a county ordinance?
Yes, sir.
And what is the agreed to sentence? Time served, did I hear?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a withhold of adjudication, credit for time served, and court costs.
All right, so you'll be sentenced to 1 day on the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day
2 days,
time
Your Honor.
served.
Two-
What are the court costs?
It's 2 days of time served, Your
2
Honor?
days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Huh?
Are you pointing the PDs you're going to get?
Do I need to?
Oh, no, if not, it's too.
Yeah, I'm not appointing the PD.
No. So
You're not going to get paid for that one.
that's okay, Your Honor.
$273 is the court costs.
Okay.
You got to pay that.
I pay it before I leave.
No, you don't have to.
Giving her a year to pay?
6 months to pay,
6 months.
okay? I know it's hot out, but
Just be careful.
Okay. Thank you.
this is the Disney town, you know. Not Vegas. There you go. All right. No matter what you do in life, you have to have fun. All right. Your name, sir?
Wallace Lesmore.
All right, you've been arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause for that offense. Your bond is set in the amount of $500. Do you want the public defender appointed? Oh, right.
Is there an offer if he wants to resolve the case?
Pardon me?
Mr. Lismore is interested in resolving the case. I just need an offer if there is one.
Oh, yeah.
One moment, Judge.
Sure. This is all this other stuff. Well, he's looking at that. Is this Mr. Burchest that's
Yes.
sitting behind? Well, let me talk to him real quick because he's quick. Mr. Burgess, come on up. You've been picked up on a warrant for failure to pay child support. You're going to be, your bond is $2,200, and you'll be held on that, you'll be held in jail until you either make the bond or you'll see the judge that issued it. All right? Thank you. You can step back. If you're not ready, I can go on to somebody else.
Honor, I'm willing to offer an adjudication 15 days.
Adjudication in 15 days. That's for Mr. Lishmore.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Reese, since I've got you here, we'll go ahead and do your case. You've been picked up on a, for failure to appear on a felony case for driving with license revoked. Your bond is no bond, which means you'll be held in jail until you see the judge in Seminole County that issued the warrant. You'll be transported to Seminole County, hopefully in the very near future. Are there two cases?
No.
Okay, got two copies there. All right, sir, thank you. All right, ready for Mr. Lishmore? You want to?
Yes, Your Honor. He's not interested in the offer, so we'll leave it with a bond.
So your bond is set at $500. Public defender is appointed to represent you. You go that way.
Oh, I want to start my case today. I don't know what she done did.
Well, no,
You're not interested in the offer
in
that
other words, you don't want to do 15 days.
15 days, and you have credit for 1 or 2 days, I assume.
It's 2 days.
So it'd be 13 days, and you said you were not interested.
I couldn't hear.
He does not want to sit in jail for 13 more days.
Okay,
He's
well
not
then,
interested
you're
in
gonna
an offer.
sit in jail until you make bond. Okay?
I'm going to take the 2 days and
Hold on, we don't have time to negotiate here, so thank you very much.
I'm going to take,
Now step out.
It's been already done.
Thank you.
I did, I don't know what she told her.
Sir, go ahead and step on out. We got other folks we gotta
Yes.
talk to here. All right, so, Mr. Robinson,
Yes, Your Honor, she is mental health.
mental health still?
Yep.
All right.
We'll waive her appearance, Your Honor. I think we were previously appointed yesterday, so.
Mr. Thompson?
He refused.
Oh, I'm sorry, you said what now? Mr. Robinson?
For Caroni Robinson, we'll waive her appearance. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to go ahead and,
All right, thank you. I do find probable cause for those offenses. The bonds are $2,500, $150, and $100. Those will be stayed. All right?
Mr. Thompson refused, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, what?
Refused.
Refused.
so we'll go ahead and waive his appearance as well. We were previously appointed.
All right. And I did find probable cause for all 4 counts. The total bond amount is $1,300. All right. Cranking right along. Next one is Mr. Aaron Robinson. No, that's not,
Robbins, yep.
oh, there he is. All right, sir. Please state your name.
Aaron Robbins.
Mr. Robinson, you've been arrested on a violation of probation warrant that issued out of Orange County. The bond on that is no bond, so you'll sit in jail until you get to see the judge that issued, Judge Adams, who issued the warrant. Oh, no, that's right, Judge Adams is retired. You'll see a new judge. Anyway, would you like the public defender appointed to represent you?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, public defender's appointed, and good luck to you. You may step out. Step on up, sir. What's your name?
Dion Tenney.
Ms. Tenney, you have been picked up on a violation of probation as well. You will be, let's actually have a couple of things. You're picked up on a violation of probation, which you will be held on no bond until you see the judge that issued the warrant. You've also been picked up on attempted burglary of a structure, which I do find probable cause. Your bond in that matter is $1,000. Would you like the public defender appointed to represent you?
Yes.
Public defender is appointed in that case. Okay, thank you, sir. You may step out. Okay, Mr. Miller. You have been, let's see, a couple of things here. Wait a minute. Okay, so you have been arrested on a charge of disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause for that offense. Your bond on that is $250. Yep. You also are already on bond on a case of 2021 CF 12210. Any motions from the state on that case?
Motion to, based on. Just given that this is an ordinance, Your Honor, I'm just given that this is an ordinance, I'll defer to the court on this issue.
I'm not going to revoke the bond. So your bond on the new case is $250, and the public defender is appointed.
Your Honor, if he's interested in resolving it, would he be able to resolve it today? The disorderly conduct?
We can do a time served.
All right, that's fine.
He's going to accept that, Your Honor.
Bless.
So I don't have to go to pay the bond for it, or?
No, you'll just, The offer is that you will plead guilty, I assume?
No contest.
No contest, whatever, to the offense. You'll be sentenced to 2 days' time served and adjudicated, you say?
Correct.
Adjudicated guilty, 2 days' time served.
Released today at some point? Yeah. Thank you, Your Honor.
But no, you can't leave yet.
No. Yes.
All I can say is I'd like to see the other guy, because I would not want to get in a fight with him.
No, ma'am.
Lordy,
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach with
you may. Thank you. All right, sir, I've been handed a form indicating that you want to plead no contest to this offense, to the sentence that we've discussed. Is this your signature on the form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read and understand all of the rights that you'll be giving up that are listed on this form?
I understand.
All right. Then I'll accept the plea. You'll be sentenced to, is it 2 days?
2 days.
2 days' time served and adjudicated guilty.
Thank you.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sorry?
The court costs?
Oh, court costs. Hold on, sir. I'm sorry. I forgot to say it. I don't do criminal anymore. Court costs of $223.
Okay.
You got 6 months to pay, right?
All right.
Within 6 months.
I wish court costs were $2.23.
3 cents.
People would actually pay them.
That's it, right?
That's it, Your Honor.
Woo-hoo!
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Okay. Oh, Brownfield. Okay, got that one. All right, please state your name, sir.
Shane Brownfield.
Mr. Brownfield, you've been arrested on charges of petty retail theft and obstruction of an officer without violence. Court finds probable cause for both offenses. Your bond is presently set at $500 for count 1 and $500 for count 2. The public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily. Anything further from counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I did speak to Officer Hill, and she advised that Mr. Brownfield is eligible for direct pretrial release.
All right. Let's see, that's this one. Okay, got that. State anything to say?
Your Honor, Caesar here for the state of Florida. That would just act as a condition, no return to scene.
All right. You'll be admitted to pretrial release. The only condition is you cannot return to the scene of the theft, to be clear, which is Walmart. Where's the location? Yes, you're not to return to 4444 West Vine Street, Kissimmee.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just to
You
be
understand?
clear, that's direct PTR without bond, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
You can have a seat, Mr. Brownfield. The second individual would be Loshaw Schuyler. Mr. Schuyler was a reset from yesterday. He is present and approaching.
All right. Find him. Okay. Two. All right. Please state your name, sir.
Skylar Loshaw.
All right. Mr. Loshaw, you've been arrested for the crime of trespass after warning. The court does find probable cause for that offense. Your bond is presently set at $250. Just give me a moment. Let me pull out that. I don't see the sheet there, but anything, public defendant's appointed to represent you temporarily. Anything further?
Your Honor, would you consider setting bond at $100?
State.
No objections from the state, just not to return to the location, Judge.
Okay, bond is set at $100. Special condition is you do not return to 4689 H.C. Yates Lane in St. Cloud, Florida. All right?
And Your Honor, also defense has information that there are 2 Spanish speakers for which we need interpreters.
All right.
Would you like me to state the names now or as the cases are called?
Let's get the interpreter on the phone and do them so they can be on their way.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If I just go here. Oh, this one? If I just add the interpreter, is that how this works? Interpreter.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has not been sworn.
Good morning. We have 2 cases that we'll need you for Osceola County docket. Counsel, if you want to give me a name.
Good morning. The first individual would be Carlos Vaquero.
Okay, I have Mr. Vaquero.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor. He does walk a bit slow. Just wanted to let the court know.
It's okay, so do I.
So do I, Judge.
That's not true. I walk really fast. Try to sympathize.
Your Honor, Mr. Vaquero is present. Hable en el micrófono, ¿ok?
Ok.
Y hable por el intérprete que le va a traducir.
Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Please state your name.
Señor, por favor, diga su nombre completo.
Carlos Vaquero.
Carlos Vaquero.
Sí.
All right. Sir, you have been arrested on a charge of driving under the influence, and I do find probable cause for that offense.
Señor, usted fue puesto bajo arresto ante una acusación de conducir bajo los efectos. Determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad para tal acusación.
Yo no estaba conduciendo.
Señor, no hable sobre los hechos de su caso. Todo lo que está haciendo, usted está diciendo, está siendo grabado y puede ser utilizado contra usted,
Okay.
¿ok?
All right. You qualify for direct pretrial release, so you will be admitted to pretrial release. Special condition is that you not consume alcohol.
Muy bien, señor, usted cumple con los requisitos para que se le conceda la libertad a través del programa de libertad provisional con la condición de que no consuma alcohol.
Ok.
Okay.
Mr. Vaquero, can you see me?
Señor Vaquero, ¿usted me puede ver?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm only about 2 years younger than you, and we're getting old. We can't eat, we can't drink like we used to.
Yo solamente soy 2 años menor que usted, señor. Ya nos estamos poniendo viejos. No podemos comer y beber como hacíamos antes.
So, lay off the alcohol.
Deje el alcohol a un lado.
Ok.
All right.
Okay.
Tome asiento. Ya puede tomar asiento. Gracias. And
All right.
the other
Next
Spanish
case.
speaker is Nelson Santana Ortega. He is present and approaching.
All right. All right. All right, sir, please state your name.
Señor, por favor, diga su nombre completo.
Nelson Santana Ortega.
Nelson Santana Ortega.
All right. And you have been charged with the crime of driving while license suspended.
Señor, usted se le acusa de conducir con la licencia suspendida.
And I do find probable cause for that crime.
Determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad para tal acusación.
Your bond in that case is $500.
La fianza que se le ha concedido en ese caso es de $500.
Public defender is appointed to represent you.
Se ha designado la oficina del abogado de oficio para que les represente
Temporarily.
de manera provisional.
Your Honor, may defense be heard?
Yes.
Su señoría le permite a la defensa que se exprese, sí.
I did speak to Officer Hill from pretrial release.
Yo conversé con el agente Gil de la Oficina del Programa de Libertad Provisional
and he qualifies for direct PTR.
y él cumple con los requisitos para que se le conceda libertad a través de este programa de manera directa.
All right, he will be admitted to direct PTR.
Muy bien, así que entonces se le concede libertad a través del programa de libertad provisional.
Anything else?
¿Algo más?
Just to be
No,
clear,
su señoría.
direct PTR, no bond, okay?
Solo para que quede claro, señor, se le ha concedido libertad a través del programa de libertad provisional sin necesidad de tener que pagar fianza.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can have it.
All right.
Gracias, puede tomar asiento.
All right. Next case is Monica Anderson. Oh, there they are.
Your Honor, Miss Anderson is at the hospital. I'm requesting a reset.
All right. Try again tomorrow. Braulio Arce.
Your Honor, defense is requesting a reset as well due to behavior issues.
Okay. I assume you mean him and not you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry. I can't help it. Jonathan Bird.
Your Honor, Mr. Bird is present and approaching, and I do have some information regarding the bail amount in this case.
Okay. Please tell me your name, sir.
Jonathan Bird.
And you've been charged with the crime of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court does find probable cause. Your bond is presently set at none. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. I did receive information from pretrial release that Mr. Bird and his family, which I believe includes the alleged victim, the wife, were on vacation in Florida. The wife indicated she has no one to leave the child. They have a minor child with, and there is a flight scheduled for them to return to Colorado this afternoon at 5 p.m. She only has $150 or so to bond him out, and she has no other way to get home. So defense would be requesting that bond is set at $150 so that Mr. Bird can be bonded out and the alleged victim can also return home.
And Your Honor, there is no prior violent charges. He's only been arrested one time, and that was for a DUI in 2020. She is requesting contact, and like Madam Public Defender stated, they are limited on their funds due to being here on vacation, and they do have a flight scheduled together back to Colorado this evening.
State, anything to say?
Judge, based upon confirmation that the victim wishes to have contact and is requesting a lower bond, I would not be objecting to the defense's request at this time.
The bond will be reduced to ROR, so you won't have to put up any money. The only condition is no hostile contact with the victim. In other words, sir, that means no arguing, no fighting. For as long as this condition is in place, she is always right.
That's always, Your Honor.
And if you're a smart husband, that's your rule anyway. But, all right. So just so you understand, if charges are filed and you don't come back to face them, then you may get picked up in Colorado and flown back in a very unpleasant way. So please keep in touch with your attorney about the process of the case. All right.
Understood.
Thank you, sir. You may have a seat. Okay, now we have Osiris Espional Rodriguez.
Your Honor, he is in the cage. He is present and approaching.
All right. Sir, please state your name.
Osiris Espional Rodriguez.
Sir, you've been charged with a number of offenses: robbery with a weapon, tampering with a witness to withhold testimony or contact with law enforcement, grand theft amount over $750, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond on count 1 is $10,000. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000. Your bond on count 3 is $2,500, and your bond on count 4 is $500, for a grand total of $14,000 bond. I do find probable cause for these offenses, and you will be detained pending you seeing the judge.
There's another case.
Huh?
There's another case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, there's another case for him? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Violation of probation.
You also have been picked up for violation of probation. You will be held without bond until you see the judge that puts you on probation. Public defenders appointed to both cases. Thank you, sir.
I would just ask no contact with the victim, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can
Well, he's being held without bond.
On the one that he was given a bond, Your Honor, the new law offense.
Hold on.
Yes, Your Honor, on the case that he was given a bond, the new law offense, asking that there be no contact with the victim.
Oh, I see on that one. Yes. Condition of no contact with victim. Thank you. I was confusing it with the other case. All right. Next case is Melissa Hopwood.
Present and approaching.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name.
Melissa Hopwood.
You've been arrested on warrants from Palm Beach County. The judge who issued the warrant did set a bond on both warrants, 2 counts, $4,500 each. Therefore, for a total bond of $9,000, you could be released upon your return to Palm Beach. If you don't make bond, then you'll be transferred to Palm Beach County in the very near future. Public defender is appointed temporarily for you to handle anything that may happen while you're in the Osceola County Jail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Next case is Andrea Huey.
Your Honor, Ms. Huey is present and approaching, and defense would like to be heard.
All right. Please tell me your name.
Andrea Huey.
You've been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. You're presently being held without bond. Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Huey resides in South Carolina. Defense is requesting that her bond be set at $250 so that Ms. Huey is able to return home and not lose her residence.
According to this, counsel, did the victim and the defendant reside together?
Your Honor, Pat Hill on behalf of PTR, we did have contact with the alleged victims.
Right.
The alleged victim, they do reside together in South Carolina. The victim is requesting no contact and does not want the defendant to return home to to their home in South Carolina.
Do you have
All
anyone
right.
to stay with? Your Honor, Ms. Huey indicated she is able to reside with someone else in South Carolina.
All right. State, you want to be heard?
I would just be, the state would just,
Yeah, you're going to have to speak up. This is really loud.
the state would just be,
I understand.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
and the state would be requesting that it be set per the bond schedule, Your Honor, given the allegations in the affidavit and the fact that the victim does not want to have any contact with the defendant in this case.
And what level of monetary bond is the defendant asking for?
Your Honor, Ms. Huey advised she has $200 available.
All right. All right, so we'll set the bond at $200. You're to have no contact with the victim.
Your Honor, she does qualify for bond with PTR.
All right, then let's make it bond with PTR. No contact with the victim. You're not allowed to return to your joint residence. Anything else?
Your Honor, can she return with one-time law enforcement escort to obtain her belongings?
The
Yes.
alleged victim did say that she was going to leave the belongings at the defendant's mother's home.
That's impossible. My family stay in Columbia, South Carolina. She stays in Bluffton, South Carolina.
She may return to the residence one time, but understand, it's only in the presence of law enforcement, and you can only retrieve property that everybody agrees is yours. In other words, if there's if there's a television set, and she says, no, that's mine, and you say, no, it's mine, the cops are not there to figure that out, okay? If she fights you on any piece of property, it's got to stay. And you got to take legal action in South Carolina to get it resolved. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can have a seat.
Have a seat. Next case is Jennifer Lumbe Maldonado.
Present and approach.
Your name?
Jennifer Lombay Maldonado.
All right. You've been charged with the offense of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court finds probable cause. The court notes this is appears to be a mutual combat situation. Court's considering, let's see, this is another vacation issue, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
PTR, is there any input?
We were not able to get a hold of the alleged victim. This defendant has minor history, the most recent being 2010, and she does qualify for bond with PTR. Her risk level is low.
All right. How much of a bond can you afford, ma'am?
You can speak.
It don't really matter. I don't know. I have to call my family.
Okay.
200.
Your Honor,
Okay.
Ms. Lambe advised 200.
All right, then we'll set bond at $200. PTR conditions or PTR with bond. You can't have any contact with the victim in this case. And
But right now, do you live with her?
No, she came to the jailhouse to get my car keys, and I told them no. I don't know what happened afterwards.
Okay, so you do understand that once the court imposes no victim contact, she can call you 100 times, but you can't call her back. You can't have contact with her through social media or through a third party.
Definitely.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
what she said.
Your
Yes, ma'am.
Honor, Ms. Lombay advised that the alleged victim in this case has continuously tried to contact her ever since she's been in custody, and I advise that if Your Honor does impose a no victim contact.
Oh, hold on. Man, I heard you. And I said ditto.
Oh, I apologize, Judge.
No, that's what she said. That means what she said is right. That's what you got to do. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can have a seat, ma'am.
All right, next case is Kevin Manning.
Present and approaching.
Okay. Your name, sir?
Kevin Manning.
All right. You've been arrested for the charge of possession of cocaine. Court does find probable cause for that offense. Your bond is set at $2,500. You are presently out on bond for a burglary case.
If I may, I have some information on that.
Sure.
The out on bond form that I understand you received is not correct. The state did not find the burglary charge and the grand theft charge were dropped. He had a petty theft charge. The petty theft was moved into misdemeanor court. And so he's out on bond on misdemeanor case number 22MM139 for the charge of petty theft.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. So your bond is set at $2,500, sir. The bond will be stayed as it is. All right, sir. Thank you very much.
And Your Honor, just to confirm, Your Honor's not going to take action in 22 MM 131?
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
Did you ask me something? Same thing? Okay. All right. Justin Morales.
Present and approaching. Morales?
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Justin Morales.
And, sir, you have been arrested on the charge of fleeing and attempting to elude a police officer. I do find probable cause for that offense. You are apparently on probation for another offense, a reckless driving offense. I assume that they will soon be violating your probation based on this. They haven't yet, so you have, let's see, what is the bond on this? Now, I see a scratch through on my paperwork here. Is he on no bond?
Your Honor, according to my paperwork, it also appears that the amount is scratched off and bond is set at 0.
All right. Okay,
Would Your Honor
But-
consider imposing a bond?
yes.
Mr. Morales, how much bond can you afford? You need to speak into the microphone.
2 to 500.
So,
Well, I'm gonna
200 to
put-
500?
Yeah.
Your Honor,
I'm gonna-
defense is requesting that bond be set at the amount that he can afford, which is 200 to 500.
I'm going to put the bond back to $1,000.
Okay?
And because he does have
Understand.
additional reasons not to appear since he's on probation, and this may
Understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
change that. So, public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily in that case. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a seat, Mr. Morales.
Thank you.
So bond is set at $1,000 in this case, okay?
Okay, Paul Salinas.
Your Honor, Mr. Salinas is present and approaching. He advised he did not want the public defender because he retained private counsel. However, he wants to proceed today.
All right. Your name, sir?
Paul Robert Salinas.
All right, you were picked up for failure to appear on another case, so you'll be held no bond until such time as you see the judge that issued that order. Thank you, sir. You can have a seat.
You can have a seat, sir. Thank you.
All right, Messiah Waite.
Mr. Waite is present and approaching.
Sir, your name?
Messiah Wade.
All right, sir, you've been picked up on an out-of-county warrant. The warrant was issued out of Martin County. Your bond in that case is $5,000. If you do not make bond, then you will be transported back to Martin County to see the judge in that case. Thank you, sir. You may be seated.
You can have a seat, Mr. Waite.
Okay, Giovanni Alvarado Ruiz.
Present and approaching.
Your name, sir?
Giovanni Alvarado Ruiz.
Okay, you were picked up on a capias in, let's see, 5 counts in case 22 CF 621. Your bond in all 5 counts totals $9,800. So you will be held in jail until you either make bond or see the judge that this is assigned to. Sorry?
Your Honor, he also has 1 VOP and 2 FTAs.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right, sir, you're also being held for violation of probation. Your bond on that is no bond until you see the judge in that case. Lastly, you're being held, again, on a failure to appear. Apparently, 2 failures to appear. One is 21 CT 3600. The other one is 21 CT 3599. You have a $2,000 bond in each case. If you don't make bond, you'll be seeing the judge in those cases. Sorry?
There's a recent case.
Your Honor, he also has a resisting arrest without violence.
Oh, there it is. Yep. All right, sir. Well, you did me. You've been arrested on a charge of resisting arrest without violence. I do find probable cause for that offense. Your bond in that case is set at $500. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can have a seat,
Further?
Mr. Ruiz, okay?
Not at all. There's that one. Okay, Frank Ivy.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm going to waive his appearance due to behavior. He was, I believe he was set yesterday, and then I guess today he's back on an added charge. Is that
All right.
correct? Does anyone have that information?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
And thank you, Madam Hill. Also, regarding Mr. Bybee, may defense be heard?
Well, I don't find probable cause on this case.
That's what I wanted to ask
Yeah.
the court.
Yeah. Yeah. Poop on a sign. I don't know. I can't tell from the affidavit whether it actually damaged the sign or something that a good pressure washing would take care of.
Exactly, Your Honor. Defense was going to argue that.
So he'll be ROR'd on this case. I don't anticipate the state's going to go to great lengths to supplement the PC. So be ROR'd on that case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So he can express bad behavior in public. Thank you. All right. Next case is Megan Campbell.
Your Honor, Ms. Campbell was a reset from yesterday. I did ask her to be waived. It appears she's still in medical. I'm going to ask for one more courtesy reset, and if by tomorrow she's not out of medical, then the next public defender will proceed without her.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right. Last case is Mitchell Wayne Platt.
Mr. Platt is present and approaching.
State your name, sir. Please state your name. All right. Platt, you've been arrested on charges of grand theft auto. Who is doing that?
It might be me, Your Honor, because I'm not muted.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, it sounded like somebody was rubbing burlap across a microphone.
Because I'm shuffling through paperwork.
No, it's not you. It's somebody else. Anyway, you've got 4 charges: grand theft auto with a bond of $2,500, possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $500, possession of marijuana with intent to sell, bond of $1,000, and possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, without prescription with a bond of $2,500. Court finds probable cause for each of those. So you'll be held until you either make bond or the charges are filed or dropped. Public defender will be appointed to represent you temporarily.
Your Honor, Pat Hill on behalf of PTR. Because this was a reset, you did not receive a front sheet for this. However, Mr. Platt is out on bond for the charges of trafficking meth, possession of paraphernalia. It is an Osceola County case, 21 CF 3017.
All right, court revokes bond on the prior case, and he'll be held without bond on that case.
What was the case number on the prior case?
Case number again on the prior case?
2021 CF 3017.
All right, sir. You'll be held with no bond until you see the judge sign. Thank you, sir. Have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I believe that concludes all matters for Osceola, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Thank you very much. Have a great Easter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.